Hi, Hannah Nandor here. In this video, we are going to talk about how to embed things other than websites and videos into Schoology. And we are going to emphasize using pages as kind of our way to organize some of that. We're going to use my chemistry workspace class as a way to kind of look at some of the different types of things that you can embed. So I'm going to make my video go away. Okay, so we're going to jump into one of my units. And you might notice that the first thing that you see is a calendar, which is done. I actually find it preferable to make a table using Word or some other program and then copying it into Schoology. I find that's a lot more user-friendly than the table feature on Schoology. But then if you scroll down, you'll see that I have some Google Slides embedded. Just ignore the Google Slides. I quit trying to update them to match our constantly changing landscape. But you'll notice that they are clickable through. You can choose what slide to go through. You can make them full screen. So all of the normal things that you can do with Google Slides. And then below that, there is a Google form. And then below that is a vocabulary set from Quizlet. So we're actually going to use this homepage as kind of our demo to show how to embed all of these different things. And of course, all my stuff isn't showing up. That's been happening lately. I don't know why. Well, this is fun. I promise it's all there. Cool. This is good. Awesome. Okay. We're just going to start with a blank page. So I'm going to add a new page up here. And we're just going to say this is test page. Okay, so let's talk about embedding different things. So when you want to embed stuff, you're going to go from insert content. So if you want to embed pretty much any sort of document, so Google Slides, Google Doc, I mean, it can even if you want to embed a Word document or a PDF, the easiest way to do this, so we have Dropbox enabled, but I think most people keep their stuff in the Google Drive. They work the same way though, so I'm going to go ahead and open my Google Drive resource app. And that takes you to, so you'll have to sign in and enable it to access your Google Drive. So the only downside of this is it does not access shared drives. So if you're like me and you have most of your materials saved in a shared drive with other people, you'll want to copy it over into your personal drive. However, as long as the permissions for that folder are set that people can view, it doesn't matter, it still works. So I'm going to go ahead and you'll see all of my stuff's in here. So we're going to jump down to some of my CPS things. So all your folders show up. The ordering is really weird. I wish I had a better way to fix that, but I don't. So let's jump in. Let's drop in a Word doc. So it'll tell you what type of document it is here. And so then when you go to import, you can import the link. You can do the private link. I always do import embed. And so then it drops in, when you're editing, it always shows up as a big yellow box, which is really nice. You'll just have to keep track of it. But then as soon as you click save and you open up that test page, there it is. So there is that Word document. So you can then pop that out into a different window if you want students to do something with it. If you want them to download it or print it or whatever it is you want them to do, they can zoom in, all that good stuff. This is pretty much how any document looks. So a PDF, a Word doc, all embed the same way. Let's look at, oh my God, is this seriously doing it with this page too? I love technology. Great. Cool. Okay. We're just going to do test page 2. Okay, insert content. So that's how you grab anything from your Google Drive. The same thing goes with any Google documents. The benefit of putting in some sort of Google application, either Google Slides or a Google Doc or Google Sheet, anything like that, is that when you update the original source, it auto updates in your Schoology page. So you might have noticed that I use slides. So when I go and edit my slides, it auto updates and I don't have to change, I don't have to re-embed something, I don't have to change the link, I don't have to change any of that in Schoology, it automatically updates. If you are embedding something from a different place, so you might have noticed that I had Quizlet embedded. Quizlet is from the web. And it's under, so you'll want to go insert media from the web and click media, and that's where it gives you the option to put the embed code. So if you can get the embed code for something, whether it's a video or some sort of interactive simulation or Quizlet, something like that, if you can get the embed code, this is where it's going to go. And it's going to embed whatever that thing is. So all of my most recent ones are YouTube videos, but as long as you have the embed code, that's where you would put that in. Same thing for Google Forms. So when you open up a Google form, it in the share option, let's see if I can let's get one open, because that'll be easier to use. Let's go into we'll use my Schoology scavenger hunt that I set up for the honors PLTs. So up here, once you click send, so you can send it via email, you can send the link. This symbol here is for the embed code. So that's where you get the embed code. You hit copy, and then when you come back over here, from the web media, link embed code, we're going to paste that in there. You get the yellow box of embedding, and then you hit create or save, depending on which one you're doing. And then when you open that up, ta-da, there it is. Again, Google Forms are really great for this because you can update the Google form and it automatically updates the link in Schoology. You don't have to redo that. So I'm using it for my warm-ups, and I'm using sections in my Google form. So all I have to do is go change what section it goes to, and it'll change it for the day. And then I don't have to go and update that for my courses. Every day, all I'm doing is changing it on the Google Slides or on the, oh, knocked something off my desk. I'm just changing it from the form side. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else embed-wise. Those are the big ones that I use. Embed is really good if you want them to be able to see a preview of it. So if we go into some of my links, or links will open some of my courses. So like here, and you can embed multiple different things. So in this page, I have a video and I have a graphic organizer embedded. So if you want them, since it makes it bigger, sometimes I think it's easier than just pasting a link or attaching the document, because it makes it really obvious, like, oh, there's something that I need to do with this. Again, remember, everything is from your student's perspective. And so the less that they have to move outside of Schoology, the better. That's one of the reasons why I like putting videos and forms in as embed, because then they don't have to leave Schoology and then remember to come back. Sometimes if you send them to a different website or to fill out a form and it opens in a different window, they forget to actually go back to your course once they've done that thing. So if you can keep them in your course longer, that works a little bit better in terms of managing what they're expected to do. And then if it's something like Google where you make a change or you update something, as soon as a student comes back, it goes back to the beginning. So it refreshes whatever that is. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to look at in terms of embedding stuff. I don't think so. Oh, so here's an example of where I've embedded the PDF so it makes it super obvious. I've also attached the PDF down here. It's the exact same PDF document. It makes it a little bit easier to view if it's in here and less subtle if it's in as a link, but you can do both either way. So just figuring out what works best for your students. Again, the more you can keep them in Schoology and make them move around, the better. So if you have any questions about embedding things, let me know. I embedded stuff into pages. You can embed things into any material that has that edit feature at the top. So assignments you can embed into. You can embed using the file. So if you do file, that takes you straight here. Oh, not file. Link. You can embed, you can do the embed code there if you don't want to do a separate page for it. You can embed stuff into a discussion board. You can embed into a page. You can embed into lots of different materials and resources depending on what your purpose is. So if you have any questions, let me know.